Hey, what's up guys? This is Adam from the Chain Lift, and this is another episode of We Play Planet Coaster, and this is episode 3 of Maplewood Meadow. And I have a lot I want to get done in this video, so I'll give you a quick little tour of what I've done off camera. So since last video, I built this little planter here for the entry plaza. I also fixed up the little bathroom area, cleaned it up, put fences up around the steel coaster, built a station for it, minor theming, mainly just trees and stuff around the area to make it look nicer. We still have this wooden coaster back here that I hoped in this video to build a queue for, and then eventually we can get people back there riding it. But for this video, we're going to start off by just finishing theming this steel coaster. The first thing I want to do, and like I said before, I worked on this station off camera. I figured, I love this game, but I'm still working on getting faster at it. So, like this station took me a while to build, even though it doesn't look like much. So I figured I would do it off camera, or mostly, and then just do a few little touch-ups on camera for you guys to see. So basically, I'm just adding this trim just to give it a little more cleaner look. And even once I get this station done in this video, you'll see I don't do a whole lot more to the building, but I'm still trying to decide if I want to add more detail to it. I'm not sure yet. For now, it's pretty much finished. So yeah, I added the trim. Decided to add some bushes around here just to make the area look more inviting from the midway. I did tweak the ride a little bit from episode 2, just kind of cleaned it up, the ending mostly. I wanted to make like the brake run a little bit longer, more realistic looking, and I added a block section so I could add a second train. But it's mostly basically what you saw in episode 2. Just adding some more rocks and basic landscaping stuff, and I might give it another pass off camera, adding more scenery, more trees and that kind of stuff. Widening the entrance here so I can add a sign over the entrance. I was gonna have a contest to let you guys decide the name of this ride, but I figured I'll hold off on that a little bit until we get more in the park and we're getting more people watching. So for now, I came up with a name. I want it to be something kind of unintimidating, because usually these rides at parks, the names are, usually these are just called Corkscrew or something like that. So I wanted something along those lines, unintimidating and kind of silly, I guess. So I came up with a Looping Lark. Kind of a weird name, but I thought it fit and it kind of sounded fun. I don't know. So this is me just building like the basic frame to hold the sign. Nothing too fancy. I didn't want to get too fancy with this ride. It's kind of just your basic corkscrew ride, so minimum theming, minimum signage, nothing crazy. So just trying to decide which sign to use. One thing about Planet Coaster is the signage is great, but a lot of it is just so massive. So sometimes it gets a little tricky finding stuff that scale-wise fits into this park. So I kind of settled on this. I thought maybe adding these lights over the top were kind of a cool customized touch. Doing it all red to match the train. There's the name, Looping Lark. It's kind of fun to say. I don't know. Pretty happy with it. Choosing the font now. There's not a lot of choices in fonts. Some of them are pretty cool, but for this ride I just wanted something pretty simple. So that's what I settled on. And then over here is like the little cattle pen area of the queue, and I'm just switching these little awning things to just a blue color. Adding some last final touches, some trees surrounding the entrance, make it a little more inviting. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this coaster. It's just a simple little looping coaster. I think it looks cool in the midway. In this area, I wanted to add a thrill ride. I I didn't leave myself much space in this area, and I didn't really plan it out to add a thrill ride. I just thought it would be a good spot. So I had some trouble finding something that fit in this space. I considered doing a carousel, but then I thought, well, a lot of parks kind of do a carousel at the end of the main entry plaza, so I didn't want to do that. The Ferris wheel was too big, so I thought the wave swinger, the height was good, and it kind of made a cool statement as you walked into the park, into that main entry plaza. So that's what I end up settling on. And the people in the park seem to like these rides, so they definitely get a lot of people in the line usually. I think I might have mentioned this before, but the path tool in this game is not the easiest to work with. It's kind of finicky, but I get what I'm trying to go for eventually. And then probably off camera I'm going to come back to this area and just fill in these little gaps with some landscaping, some flowers and plants and fencing and all that fun stuff. But I'll do all that detail work off camera, because I figured you guys probably don't want to watch me put flower beds down and fencing and all that boring detail stuff. So I'll do that off camera, and then I'll show you what I did in episode 4. I realized I didn't have a drink stand yet in my park, so I figured that was kind of important. So this little area here seemed perfect to build like a little drink station. So that's what we're adding here, just a soda stand. I would decide just to do a basic box shape. And again, I didn't get into too crazy of detail in this building. I didn't want to spend too much time on it on this video, because sometimes I get obsessive about it and I can't decide on what I want to do and waste a lot of time. So in this video I kind of just get the basic shape of it built and some minor detailing, but I think off camera I'm going to give it another pass and just add a few little details just to make it, that more customized and unique looking. But you get the basic idea in this video. So I decided to go with like this gray and lime green color scheme to match the colors of the drink stand, which I thought turned out pretty cool. I was happy with it. Another thing that's kind of annoying about this game, which I think you can fix, I just haven't spent the time to look into it, but a lot of times these staff members, they'll just end up quitting because they get bored or something. So a lot of times I'll come back to these food or drink stands and they're closed because the staff member decided that they were bored. Like already, this drink stand, the staff worker has already quit and it's been, a few minutes, So that part of the game gets a little bit annoying. But like I said, I'm pretty sure that's something that I can probably turn off, and I should probably do that and stop complaining. They have these really cool awnings and stuff to go with the buildings, which the green and the yellow added, to that color scheme, which I thought was really cool. Again, Planet Coaster and their huge signs. I had trouble finding one that I thought fit. So testing everything, and I realized I could use this sign if I just sink it into the building a little bit. It's still a little bit bigger than I like, and I think I might go back and try to do something different just because it's so giant. But for now, is what it is. Just going through now, adding the trees and all that to make it look nice, and all the whole midway kind of work together. Trying to find a tree that's not too big but also fills that space. These little bushes. When I do the landscaping, I really don't have a plan in mind necessarily. I just kind of fill the space. So sometimes I'm happy with it and sometimes it looks a little rushed. So actually we'll probably end up going back and fixing that up a little bit more. So here we are back at that GCI Woody, which is actually the first ride I built in this park. As I said in episode 1, I had built this wooden coaster knowing that I wanted it to interact with the entrance of the park, so that's why I had built it with the entrance so far away, and basically I just knew that eventually I would get the path back there. So finally getting to it now. I do have a name and theme in mind for this ride. I will save that for the next video, so that will be a nice surprise for you. But I think it's going to be a cool name, and the theming I have in mind, it seems like it's going to be really cool. So that will be fun to do in the next video. In this video, I just basically wanted to get the path connected so the people could finally ride it instead of just looking at it. I really struggle with this path tool. It's a problem. I don't know why, it's just so, I mean, I love this game and I think this game is nearly perfect, but the only complaint I have about it is the path tool. It's just finicky. There's your basic cattle pin area of the queue. I'm planning on doing some cool stuff around that area of theming. Again, you know, it'll be something that will be a surprise for episode 4. That one, I think in that video we're going to spend a lot of time on this coaster, building a station, and then doing the theming around the queue, and then we'll do a night light package around the ride, which I also have some cool ideas for. So then we'll start filling in with trees and all that good stuff. Maybe get a restaurant back here and another flat ride. Oh, and of course the entrance sign, gotta do that. So now that the queue is done, we have this exit ramp that we have to finish. I really struggle with this pathing tool. I don't know if it's just me. It just doesn't do what I want it to do sometimes, so I end up messing with this a lot. Eventually I get it to do what I want to do, but it's just harder than it seems like it needs to be. So like I said, in episode 4, that's mainly going to be focused on getting this wooden coaster all finished up. So building a new station and finishing the theming, building the sign for the entrance of the queue, all that fun stuff. Maybe a new stall, a new flat ride. But going forward after that, you know, I don't really have much of a plan. So if you guys have suggestions or requests of what we build next, leave them below. I want you guys to have say in what I build, and since you're investing your time in watching, I want you to have a say in what gets built here. So I would love to hear your comments and suggestions. So to wrap up this video, we're just doing a quick walkthrough. I'm actually very happy with how this park's coming along so far. I think it feels, you know, pretty realistic, and it's cool. I like the way the looping Lark loops over the midway. I think that looks good. I'm happy with that, and I'm looking forward to getting this GCI wooden coaster all finished up as well. If my ideas come through like I hope, I think it's going to turn out pretty good. So we have that to look forward to in episode 4. There she is. Well, that about wraps up this video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have tons of roller coaster content. You can also find us on Twitter at The Chain Lifts. We love talking to our followers, so if you guys have any questions or just want to say hi, you can do so on Twitter. Make sure you hit the like button. Again, leave your comments and suggestions below. And thanks again for watching. See you guys.